Welcome to Your Federal Retirement with PSRE, where federal employees just like you come to get the advice and information you need to make the most out of your federal retirement benefits. My name is Jeff Betcher, your host, fiduciary, financial planner, and federal retirement advisor. This is the overview of FERS. This is actually one of 5 podcasts specifically covering the overview of FERS. If this is the only podcast you're listening regarding this series of 5, please do enjoy the other 4. There's an overview. It's really, I think, a pretty deep dive into the subject matter. Also, likewise, subscribe to our channel. There are hundreds of factoids and other videos that you can watch covering any number of different elements related to federal retirement benefits. Please do subscribe, like I said, like our channel, because it really does mean the most to us. It allows us to continue to create content for you. And also we recommend subscribing to the newsletter. You'll get great information sent out on a periodic basis. It really is a very easy way to keep informed on all the different updates related to federal retirement benefits. We hope you'll enjoy it. Today's podcast is going to be covering the Thrift Savings Plan, the TSP. When can you retire? So it's going to be going through some math regarding when you're going to be eligible for retirement, and also how your math or how your investments and how that impacts when you're able to retire, and also how to keep your TSP growing while you are retired. So in that context, we're going to begin. Hope you enjoy it. Take care. The easiest question to ask, and the most important, do you have enough? Now, that might be the easiest question to ask. It's probably the most difficult question to answer. And the reason it's so difficult to answer is it's because the answer is unique. It's person by person by person by person. There is not an answer. And so I can't provide you, oh, you need $1 million in your TSP. That's wrong. It's not correct. It's not correct for 99.999% of you out there. It might be correct for that .001, but for everybody else, it's wrong. It's a personal question, a personal answer, and the answer is always predicated on your consumption, your current savings, your health, your marital situation, where you're living, the taxation rate, the tax rates, all of those things. All of those are going to dictate what the right answer is. This is where you need, and I believe this is all caps, need, N-E-E-D, a federal retirement advisor to help you. Now, some people, again, like to do this alone. I think it's a gross mistake. In the legal profession, the phrase goes something like, if you're an attorney who is also your client, you have an idiot for a client. In the context of retirement planning, if you are the guy who is doing all the retirement planning and you're also the guy whose retirement planning you're doing it for, professionals hire professionals. They realize that there is an emotional attachment to money. They recognize that they want to live their life and they want to be able to travel and do things. And as soon as you step away from the computer, as soon as you step away from the screen, as soon as you take that vacation, your money is now being unwatched. And if it's being unwatched, that means things happen in the market, they happen in the interest rate market, and you can't respond to that. Not while you're on a cruise ship, not while you're on vacation, not while you're on the road, not while you're sleeping. I believe that the smartest people will hire a professional to assist. I believe you need expert advice. So personal preference, personal belief, I guess, but suffice it to say, those individuals who have high quality, really intelligent advisors they're gonna get educated more easily, they're gonna know more stuff, they're gonna be able to make more educated, more informed decisions, and people making more informed decisions tend to make better decisions. So the Thrift Savings Plan, massive benefit in the future, represents, the numbers are approximately 40% of your income. So your annuity, your FERS annuity represents about 40%. The TSP is supposed to represent about 40%. Social Security, give or take 20. So that's how you get to that, your retirement income need, if you will, is through those 3 sources. 40% of your income is coming out of something that has volatility. 40% of your income comes out of something that might have massive risk. 40% of your income might come from something that you can make mistakes on. Find an expert. The 3-legged stool: Social Security, FERS pension, and your thrift savings plan. So now the question, when can you retire? I wish I could say yesterday. Maybe for you that's correct. I wish I could give you a specific date and time. Don't have that knowledge because I don't know you. But working with an expert, you're going to be able to calculate a specific date in which all things realistically that are going to take place, this is the date in which I'm going to be at that point where anything after that is just gravy. So when you can retire is a personalized calculation. You're going to have, of course, your MRA, your 60 plus 20, your 5 years of service at age 62, all of those possible components weighing in. Some of you thinking about retiring at 61, realizing, well, if I wait until 62, I get a 10% increase on my FERS pension. That's a factual statement. Retiring at 62 or triggering your pension at 62 versus 61 in 300 days, 62 matters. This is where the little things can make a difference. Age 62 is a 10% increase of your pension. One day, massive difference. Small nuance changes have a substantial impact in your long-term income. So you want to be taking into consideration, obviously, if you are a special category employee, law enforcement officers, firefighters, FAA, air traffic controllers, etc., your calculations are different. And although we're not going to cover your calculations here, your retirement calculations allow you to retire earlier. So again, when can you retire? What's your consumption? What's your guaranteed income? And then all your individual personal questions, conclusions, whatever else, all those personal components that weigh into that. When can you retire? I hope tomorrow, but more importantly, you got to be getting the expert advice so you can find out how to retire most quickly, soonest, or most efficiently. That way, all future subsequent effort or hours on the job is just accretive. It's just the gravy on top. Now, for those of you who are considering leaving your thrift savings plan or leaving your savings in the TSP after retirement, let's talk about the best way to keep your TSP money growing in retirement. Now, as I mentioned previously, you can no longer make contributions to your TSP after you retire. And some people, again, may choose to take their thrift savings plan balance and roll it into an IRA. We need to talk about I'm going to call it the albatross. It's the 800-pound gorilla. It's the big thing, right? It's this, the TSP annuity. Let's talk about what the TSP annuity is, because we talk about continue to grow your assets in the TSP after retirement. The TSP annuity is one way to guarantee that your money doesn't grow in retirement. The TSP annuity, now mind you, the word annuity is different. Social Security is an annuity. The TSP annuity is a type of annuity. Social Security type of annuity, pension type of annuity. The TSP annuity is a product offered by MetLife, part of the Thrift Savings Plan program. The TSP annuity, the MetLife product, and I like Snoopy. I think Snoopy's great. I think MetLife's a good company. But if you're going to, quote, buy the TSP annuity, what you're really doing is you're transferring ownership. You're giving your money to Met. They own it. Then MetLife guarantees to pay you an income for the rest of your life. Of course, if you live to 130, getting that cash flow guaranteed forever, well, that's a great thing. But if you give MetLife all your money and then you fast forward a year and you're in a horrible car crash, under most circumstances, Met owns your money. It's theirs. It doesn't come back. It doesn't go to your spouse. It doesn't go to your kids. It doesn't go to your loved ones. They keep it. So seldom is the TSP annuity the right answer. I'm not saying it's always the wrong answer. Seldom it's the right answer. And I would look at every possible option before I would select that. Every possible option first. That should be the last point of consideration. So keeping the money growing in retirement, leave it in the TSP. That's an option. Roll it into an IRA. That's an option. Again, move it to the TSP annuity. By all intents and purposes, not much of an option. So leaving it in the TSP, you have the option of leaving it in the G fund, the C fund, the S fund, or an L fund, any combination thereof, and take one-time or periodic distributions from your TSP. A lot of people do that. It is a very viable option. Of course, the cost of the TSP funds, it's attractive. The cost is low. The advice, the service, the access, also low. In fact, the TSP offers no advice. The customer service. We've heard stories of people being on hold for hours, just to get somebody to pick up the phone. A nightmare story that we heard, that during the transition from the old TSP website to the new TSP website, clients of ours were on hold for hours and hours and hours and hours, multiple hours, only to get hung up on after the fact. So if that's how you want to, that's the relationship you want with your money, then that's the option you select. Again, some people say, you know, the devil you know is maybe better than the devil you don't. So maybe you say, well, my money's going to stay in the TSP and I like it there. That, of course, that's your prerogative. Most individuals who truly understand the options that exist roll the money into an IRA, and then inside of that IRA, they are able to engage in alternate investments that have their own performance profile. Effectively, when it comes down to your TSP, really one phrase: weigh your options. Look at the TSP, talk to an expert, identify the income that you might get from the TSP annuity, put all of those on the table, and in your conversation with the expert, with the federal retirement advisor that you select and want to talk to, and maybe you want to talk to two, at the very least, absolutely talk to one. But in your review of these different choices, it becomes, I refer to it as spreadsheet the problem. You put it on a spreadsheet, you weigh the options, you look at the pros and cons, and oftentimes the smartest decision really just kind of rises to the top. It almost becomes very obvious what you should do. So get all the answers, ask the right questions, get all the answers, and put them on a piece of paper and, you know, what am I supposed to do here? And again, what you're trying to accomplish, do you want your spouse to receive the benefits when you're gone? Do you want your kids to receive your retirement savings, or do you care that MetLife inherits it? Do you want increasing income? Do you want control? Do you want access? Do you want better customer service? You know, those are all things to weigh. Weigh the benefits, weigh the detractions, and make some smart decisions. So again, thank you for your time today. If you've liked what you've heard, please head over to psreducators.com and remember to like on any and all of your favorite podcast services. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. We highly appreciate your help in growing our channels. Thank you again for joining in. I, again, your host, Jeff Betcher, wish you the opportunity to be confident in your federal retirement. Contact PSRE today for any questions. Have a great day.